That is actually my alarm going off saying, you need to plant your garlic. Plant your garlic, Ty. That's what I'm doing. Okay, guys. So basically, these are organic garlic cloves that I've opened up. Now last year, I see what I did wrong. I peeled the skin off of the ones that I did last year. I do believe something sprouted, if I can remember, but not like it probably should have. I learned that you're supposed to keep the skin on because the skin of the garlic acts as like the skin of a seed, right? And you wouldn't peel the skin off of the seed before you plant it. Wow, amazing knowledge. Anyway, so you keep the skin on the piece of garlic clove and you want to soak it in either hydrogen peroxide, alcohol, or vodka for 10 minutes. And that's to basically sterilize it. And then you want to fertilize this with some fish fertilizer and baking soda and soak that for 10 minutes up to 24 hours. So essentially that's what I'm about to do, just sharing this process of what that looks like. I don't have vodka, I have Everclear. So I researched and basically Everclear is just vodka on steroids. So basically this has 90%, 95% alcohol. Vodka has about 40%, up to 80%, I think. So I'm just gonna dilute this with some water and then soak this for 10 minutes and then do the other part. You can soak them up to 24 hours, but no less than 10 minutes. Let's see what it does. I'm gonna put the cloves in the cup, put some water in there, and then this Everclear. And I'm just eyeballing all of this stuff, y'all. So there we are. So I'm gonna let that sit for 10 minutes and then move on to the next step. Okay, so I just soaked the garlic and the vodka and water mix, and now I'm just gonna drain it all out. And then I'm just going to fill it up with maybe 2 cups of filtered water. I would ideally like to use either spring water or distilled water, but I am currently out of both, so this is next best solution. But I am putting in some baking soda, so that should help with like sterilize any of the stuff. All right, so 2 cups of water going in. Take some baking soda, and it calls for, I believe, a full teaspoon. So that is a half a teaspoon. And then it calls for some fish fertilizer, which I just had outside for the garden anyway. Go figure, yay me. I believe this calls for 1 tablespoon, so I'm gonna do a half a tablespoon. This is kind of nasty, to be honest. It is fish fertilizer though, so yeah. So it says to put this in here and let it soak for 10 minutes to 24 hours. I think I'm gonna transition this into a mason jar and let it sit like that. That is going to sit for several hours today. I will keep you posted on how many. Yes, we love it. Peace.
24 hours later.
So it has soaked for 24 hours. And now I'm just going to drain it out before we take it to the garden. We sterilized them and now we fertilize them. Sterilize and fertilize. Sterilize and fertilize. Hello guys, so I am now currently, actually I'm headed to a meeting attire, but I wanted to go ahead and drop these garlic cloves in the garden. I'm just gonna have a quick conversation with chat on the best places in the garden to put the garlic. I think it'd be fun for you to see how I use chat in the garden. I use chat for several parts of my life. Several parts. We're just kind of having a conversation, and I made a project specifically for the garden to just talk about just my garden journey in general, whether it comes from my, like, what I'm planting this year, like where in the garden I want to plant it, content surrounding the garden and how I should capture it, and like what I want to share, and just all kind of things. So let's see how this goes. Hey chat, so I am in the garden this morning and about to plant the garlic bulbs that we prepared, and I wanted to ask you specifically where the best places to plant the garlic in raised garden beds in the garden. I currently have some cabbage growing, Swiss chard, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, romaine lettuce, mixed greens of sorts. And obviously spring is coming, so I want to kind of prepare for where things will be when I'm planting tomatoes and peppers and all those things. So can you let me know the best place you recommend that I plant the garlic?
Absolutely. So when you're placing garlic in your raised beds, you generally want to give it a spot where it gets plenty of sunlight and where it won't be overshadowed by taller plants later on. Garlic actually does well near things like lettuce or even your romaine because they have a relatively shallow root system and they won't compete too much underground. So you could tuck your garlic bulbs maybe near your romaine lettuce or near the Swiss chard. Just make sure there's a few inches of space between them so each plant has its own little room to breathe. And that way you'll have a nice, easy to manage layout for your garlic.
Perfect, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I'm glad I could help. If you need anything else while you're out there in the garden, just let me know.
Period. Okay, so she said to plant them closer to the romaine, Swiss chard, which is kind of what I was going to do anyway because that's where I have like the most space. So I'll probably plant them like in the fronts of these particular things, and we're gonna just see how that works out, okay? And yeah, come along for the journey. Here we are together, me, you, and chat, making it happen. So I think we're gonna start here, and I'm gonna do them along this border here, and then I'll take them around where the Swiss chard is and do some in that area as well. So they say that when you're planting this, you want to essentially plant it with the flat side down. Oh, bring it down. Flat side down and the pointy side up. So I believe that the root, what is it called? The little sprout comes from the top, and then the roots, I don't know. Anyway, this is the bottom, the flat part, and this is the top part. I'm gonna place one. I've put it about 2 to 3 inches down, pointy side up, just in there, and we're going to just cover it on up. So I'm just gonna put a couple more bulbs in just the same way you saw. Just go 2 to 3 inches deep. Now I'm gonna put some on this other side where the Swiss chard is, and we'll be good to go. The Swiss chard was where this empty space is right now. It did not make the frost. I think I remember telling you that a couple nights I did not come out here and protect them from the frost, and some of them did not make it. So I'm just going to just have to plant something else there when the time comes. Or maybe they'll come back. It's still a little green in certain places, so I would imagine that it's not completely dead. Fingers crossed. It's just dormant right now. I don't know, but we'll see. Super excited to explore these garlic bulbs the right way, because like I said, I didn't do them the proper way the last time, and I'm hoping that they do better this time. And I have several garlic cloves, so I'm just doing all of them.